Hello there, future thought leaders. Welcome to the Big Queries, where we take big ideas and make them totally awesome to understand. Today, we're tackling a question that seems to defy all logic. Why do governments spend money they don't have, especially when times are tough? You've probably heard grown-ups say, "We need to tighten our belts and save money." But then you see the government doing the exact opposite. It's all thanks to a game-changing idea from an economist named John Maynard Keynes. Ready to unlock the secrets of the economy? Let's dive in. Imagine your family's budget. If money gets tight, you probably cut back on things like movies or eating out, right? It's common sense. So why, during a national economic crisis, when businesses are closing and people are losing jobs, would a government start spending more money? Money it has to borrow. It sounds crazy, like trying to get out of a hole by digging deeper. This is the exact puzzle that John Maynard Keynes solved during the Great Depression. He realized that a country's economy doesn't work like a family's budget at all.
Keynes saw that economies can get stuck in a dangerous downward spiral. Let's call it the economic domino effect. It works like this. People get worried about the economy, so they stop spending money. Because no one is buying things, businesses lose money. To save money, these businesses lay off workers. Now, more people are jobless and have no money to spend, which means even less spending, more business failures, and more layoffs. See the cycle? It's a chain reaction that can crash an entire economy.
So how do you stop these dominoes from falling? Keynes' big idea was that someone with enough power had to step in and start pushing the dominoes the other way. That someone, he said, was the government. He proposed what we can call the spending spark. Instead of cutting back, the government should start spending money to create jobs and get money flowing again. This could mean building bridges, new roads, schools, or investing in new technologies. But here's the magic part, what economists call the multiplier effect, or what we can call the ripple effect of spending. Imagine the government pays a company $1 million to build a new park. That company doesn't just hide the money under a mattress, it uses it to pay its workers. The construction workers then take their paychecks and spend them at the grocery store, on car repairs, or at restaurants. Now, the grocery store owner and the mechanic have more money, so they can pay their employees, who then go out and spend their money. That initial $1 million from the government gets spent over and over again, creating a ripple of economic activity that is much bigger than the original amount. The spending spark has ignited the economy's engine.
But here's the really important part. The question you're probably screaming at the screen. What about the debt? This was the most controversial part of Keynes's theory. He argued that in a crisis, debt is the lesser of two evils. Which is worse, a government that is in debt but has citizens who are employed and an economy that is working, or a government with no debt but a collapsed economy where millions are suffering? Keynes argued for the first. The idea is to use debt as a temporary tool to prime the pump. Once the economy recovers and people are working and paying taxes again, the government will have more revenue coming in to start paying that debt back.
Why does this matter so much? Because this idea is at the center of almost every major political debate about the economy today. When you hear politicians arguing about stimulus packages versus austerity, they are really arguing about Keynes. One side is saying, we need a spending spark to prevent an economic domino effect. The other side is saying, the debt is too risky. We need to act like a household and cut back. So what can you do with this new economic superpower? Here are some awesome, actionable items to help you become a master of economic thinking. First, become an economy watcher.
When you hear news about unemployment rates or economic growth, often called GDP, you'll know what's at stake. Are the dominoes starting to wobble?
Second, practice the Trace the Ripple challenge. The next time you see a big government project announced in your area, like a new bus line or a renovated library, think about the ripple effect. Who gets hired? What local businesses will benefit from those new paychecks? Third, decode the debate. When you hear politicians arguing about government spending, listen for the core ideas. Are they team spending spark or team household budget? Now you can understand the fundamental disagreement behind their talking points.
And finally, question the national debt clock. When you see that giant, scary number, don't just panic. Ask the bigger questions. How did we get this debt? Was it used to fight off an economic domino effect? What is the plan to grow the economy so we can manage it?
So there you have it. John Maynard Keynes gave us a radical idea. A government isn't a giant household. In a crisis, its job is to be the economy's mechanic, to jump in and provide the spark that gets the engine running again. It's a powerful and controversial tool that shapes all of our lives. Thanks for joining us on The Big Queries. If you liked learning about how economies really work, hit that subscribe button for more mind-expanding videos. Until next time, stay curious and keep asking those big queries.